already laughing. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Firsties. So I want to try something new today. As you can see, I have a very special guest, but before I introduce her, we've actually only known each other for a couple months now. And if you've been following the journey so far with the couple episodes that are available, if you haven't already watched them or listened to it, I want you to pause this episode. Please go watch all the other ones and then come on back to us. But before I've had some family members, cousins, mom, sister, things like that. So I thought it'd be fun to have kind of a new face. We clicked immediately, and I'm not even joking, right, Vic? The outfits that we have on right now, we did not even plan this. I swear to you.
You opened the door, and I was like,
girl.
I was like, stop.
Like, she wants to be
Jacking my
so
swag.
bad.
Jacking my swag.
It was crazy out here. So, so before we get into it, of course, I always want to encourage you guys to follow, subscribe, leave a comment, and really leaving a review on anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's available anywhere you listen to podcasts. Really helps me out. And then, of course, follow us everywhere. Firsties Pod, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Pinterest, Facebook, TikTok.
I'm gonna point to a box.
Girl, can you tell she don't know how to do this? Girl.
Subscribe.
Like, see, I can't take her anywhere. Like, why can't we have anything nice?
I'm gonna keep my hands to myself. I'm so like this.
No, you're
the
fine.
time.
You're fine. You're fine. You're just really excited.
Technology.
So I thought it'd be fun because we just got back from a friend's wedding in Tampa, Florida, which is already honestly, it's another episode. And we just have a funny story time to tell you. Just so many things happen on her own, on mine, on both of us. So I think where should we start, Vic?
So we got there on Friday.
Mm-hmm. We did.
I got there at the butt crack of dawn because
sure did. Which it's so like,
that
I've
was
only known you
not
for a couple
planned.
months, but like she's the one who told us what flight to get. Yet she was on the wrong flight. Like, you fumbled the bag there, girl.
My flight was at 6 a.m. for no damn reason.
That is crazy.
No
She just had to
damn
wait for us at the
reason.
hotel. Or I'm sorry, at the airport. And then you just grabbed food or whatever.
Yeah, I went to again Tampa.
It's already
The
triggering.
food option was Hard Rock Cafe. So I sat at the bar and had a very subpar meal, of course. And
The meals were not mealing on that trip.
it was giving salt and pepper.
And you know what? When I texted you, I said, "Hey, can you come on and let's do a recap of our weekend?" I felt like you were gonna say, like, "Girl, it's too soon. Like, give me a second."
Yeah, I'm traumatized.
Because a lot happened.
Because this is it. Like, so like, fuck Florida altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can cuss. Can I cuss?
For sure, yeah.
Because I think I've already done it
Right.
3 times.
Right.
Um,
And you don't listen to anyone, so.
Sure. So like I've not been to Florida too many times. I used to go a lot actually when I was in my earlier 20s and working in nightlife because I would like work Thursday through Sunday, be off Monday through Wednesday, and all my coworkers had the same schedule. They were my age.
Right.
So we all would just be like, let's go to
Sounds
Miami.
fun. Yeah.
Let's go to Miami. So, I mean, like, I'm very well versed in Miami. And I don't know why I was thinking that the Tampa vibe was going to be equivalent.
Yeah.
But that was a shit show.
To say the least, yeah. I also thought Florida was giving Orlando and Miami, and there's so much more than that. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been to Tampa. I might have flown into Tampa before and then drove somewhere, but
like Tampa was exactly what people describe Florida as like
it was giving Florida Man Challenge.
Retirement, like leathery white people that are like orange but also brown.
Right.
Precancerous. And
so just the context, she's an master esthetician, so she's trained in just knowing people's skin.
No, because I really was like diagnosing these people, and like I'm not a doctor.
The pool, like I'm just trying to kiki.
But like these people were like they had lesions on their backs that was definitely giving
know what that means.
basal cell carcinoma. No, don't worry about it, baby.
Talk your shit,
baby. I got 2 licenses and a degree, so. But yeah, they was definitely giving precancerous lesions. So yeah, Tampa was everything that people had told me about Florida, but I never experienced it because I was always in Miami.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And so the way I packed,
Girl,
with my check bag, was giving Miami.
Yeah.
I brought all my cute outfits.
Your fits were fire.
My fits went off.
Yeah.
But nobody even knew
Or cared.
what was happening. They didn't know what was happening.
Or cared. I mean, at least you got some good flicks from it. But
the demographic are like, we literally walked in this bar and
oh my
we're
God.
thinking we're about to like sit down, eat. It was just giving everybody standing bar and like
no AC.
No AC. Like just like a giant door that was open to the outside. People walking in, and it was like old white men with white beards.
Yep.
On motorcycles.
It was honestly a little frightening.
So that was the vibe.
It was giving t-shirts and flip-flops and cargo pants.
And my outfit ate, and I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
What a waste.
Right. Don't you hate when that happens? I mean, don't you hate when that happens? Because your fits were fire.
And the thing is, we weren't even prioritizing the pictures. Like the first night, the first couple nights, really.
Right.
We were not.
I would honestly say Shelly made it amazing. The hotel wasn't bad at all. Like our beds were always made.
Don't get me started on Shelly.
Yeah. First of all, you were talking shit at first. Let's not forget.
No, I didn't.
You weren't talking shit.
I'm not gonna forget. I addressed the fact that she didn't have any hair. We
have to give context, Vic.
Okay, so Shelly was the front desk at the hotel.
Yeah.
She greeted us. She got us
such lovely
She got
energy,
us accommodated.
Like spirit.
She was so nice.
Like,
she was so nice.
Yeah.
And just like full of energy. But when it came down to me needing a pair of tweezers to apply my lashes for the wedding festivities,
right.
Mila was like, oh, go down to Shelly and see if she has anything for you. And my first thought was like, Shelly is bald. She's not bald. She is.
It was
she has a
pixie
pixie
cut.
Yeah,
or whatever.
she has a pixie cut.
Yeah.
And very low maintenance. Like she didn't wear makeup, and she was like in her
Doesn't
50s.
need it. Yeah.
So white lady.
It was
in her
giving
50s.
low maintenance. Check.
So I was like, what the fuck would she be doing with some damn lash applicator?
But my ass said, look at Shelly as her role, not as a person.
And
Vic.
you were correct for that. And that was fucked up on my part.
Was it? I mean, that's extreme. I don't think it was fucked up on your part, but I think you're just like, girl, what's she gonna do? And we're in Florida.
I should have just asked. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right, exactly. Because she's gonna walk to the whatever place. What was the place called?
I was gonna walk to
Publix, which I kept calling.
That just shows how much you were.
Which I kept calling City Trends.
That just shows how little time you've spent in the South. You had no idea what Publix was. I was like, baby, this is the Kona stove, but like better. This is like,
yeah,
like there's a Publix everywhere in the South.
Yeah,
and that's another thing I always forget is that Florida is the South.
I always forget that when I travel for work. Hold on. Give us 1 second, guys. I have to edit that. Give us 1 second.
Oh yeah, it's been doing that for a little bit.
Yeah, let me fix that.
It has been doing that for a little bit.
Sorry, guys, for that quick break. I just had to fix the camera really quickly. We're still trying to figure this out. Yes. But yeah, so we were on Shelly.
No,
MVP.
Amazing.
No, she was.
We
She
still
just
have to write
like,
a review.
Oh my God, yeah, we do.
We each should write one.
Yeah, we do. And then at the end, she let you keep those tweezers that you actually really liked.
No, she really.
Which she
really
did
had
not
like
need to do that.
disinfected them, like was ready to give them back.
That's sweet.
Released them to her, and she was like, "Keep it. I don't even use that one." I was like,
yeah. So shout out to Shelly. I was gonna say Kelly. By the way, throughout this entire weekend, it was Satan on earth. Like it was hot as hell.
Oh my God.
We were like wearing makeup at it doesn't matter. Take a shower, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get outside and just be nasty. It is what it is. But then remember what Cam said, like either you're outside and you're hot and then hike up the air conditioning inside or you're freezing inside. So it's like
exactly like everywhere we went inside, we were like shivering, but outside it was Satan's asshole. So like, what was the in between?
I will say what the angry pepper was it? That was all right.
That was good.
That was all right.
cool.
It was like,
and mind you, I don't mind being warm. I actually prefer it. Like, I hate being cold. So
yeah, same. I could sleep being really cold, but I cannot sleep being extra warm.
Right. Yeah.
But just in the day to day, like, yeah, no.
Yes. Yeah. So overall, the vibes of Tampa were not what I was expecting at all. So that threw me off.
Yeah. So then that was day one. And then
Saturday.
Yeah. And she likes to say what is the term you use for how dark we are?
Crispy.
Crispy is a term.
Oh yeah, this is not normal Victoria.
Same. You'll see from the other episodes, I was not this dark. Me and her were just by the pool like as many times as we could because why not? But we did get pretty toasty.
Definitely a sun goddess. Like I lived in California for 4 years, and I love being naked, booty butt naked in the sun.
Let him know.
Booty butt naked, and I will be in a bathing suit that is not appropriate for children, but you're just going to deal with that. You know?
Oh my God, this girl, she was like, Mila, help me pick one that's like kid appropriate. I was like, okay, where are they, girl? Because she laid out. I laid them out. I was like, no, they're giving itty bitty. But no, you had some that were like but it's just because it doesn't matter with the body types we have, it doesn't matter. It's anything is going to look inappropriate.
Which is crazy because my body type is giving like itty bitty, but like.
Not all of it.
No, you. Bitch, don't hype me. Don't do it.
Yeah, girl, you're stunning.
No, so I have a very athletic build, right? And according to y'all, you and others, right, that are with us on the trip, like that are 4 foot nothing.
Girl,
I'm a giant. So I felt like I felt like Shaquille O'Neal.
And what's wrong with that?
With a little bagel bite booty and some little Hershey Kiss titties. So that was just like
I'm dead.
And so when I saw you, I mean, I've seen you.
How
obviously.
Tall are you, Vic?
I'm 5'6".
That's not anything crazy. Can people
put that on record
in the comments? That's not anything crazy.
Please put that on record.
Now in heels,
I'm 5'6".
But like 5'6" is not crazy. Love.
I'm
5'2".
I look Amazonian because my torso is this big, my legs are this big.
Yeah, you're all legs.
So that's just
which is stunning.
Those are my proportions. But
these girls could never.
Anywho, yes, I would agree. Like if anything I put on, it's just gonna give a certain aesthetic. And you, I mean, let's not even get into you.
What?
Because you are ideal. Like, what's the song that's like she's 5'2"? Is it she's fine too?
Or is it 5'2"? What was the name of that artist?
Lloyd.
Yeah. He responded to that like viral thing and he never said, he was like, it's whatever you want
it's whatever you want it to be.
I want to know.
I'm looking at the lyrics like, what is it?
Yeah, but I am 5'2", I'm just saying. So.
Okay, so you're 5'2", you have triple D's.
Yeah. And
you've got a butt that sits like 2 basketballs.
Shout out to my mama.
Shout out to your mom.
But you're also very stunning. Girl.
Bitch, we're talking about you.
What? I'm uncomfortable.
You're like, pop, pop, pop. And you're like ideal height because even for the short kings, you're like, Daddy.
Hey, sir.
You're like, yes, Daddy. I'm like, yes, sir.
Like, what you want, nigga?
Nigga, what you want? Eye level, like looking into their soul.
We don't need to get into that because you know what I'm thinking about right now.
No. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Oh, I'm having suicide. This is Ari. It's only 14 minutes in. This is such a great idea. So, thank you. That was very sweet. But you're also very stunning.
Thank you.
Now, so the next day we go to the pool and we're just hanging out or whatever, and it was hot as hell. And then,
or was that Friday? No, Friday we went to the pool.
Like right when we got there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And then
we were
Saturday.
There all day. Saturday we went to brunch.
Okay. So keep in mind that our mutual friend, it was very much giving like, I just want to marry this partner, and they both of them came from second marriages or second weddings or marriages or whatever. So they're not doing the whole wedding. It was giving very much we're planning as we go type of thing.
It was both
which
of their
I know
second
you and
marriages.
I are not used to.
Yeah.
I know you've been to, you know what I mean? Like in my culture,
I was like,
it's
honey,
just
what
not,
is this?
like, yeah, there's an itinerary usually. Yeah, but I kind of liked it, but also was like, no, but really, like, what are we doing?
No, I did like it.
Yeah. For the girl group that we had.
And I think for the context that you just set, like them both being in second marriages, it made sense. Like
Absolutely.
They, for all intents and purposes, have already been functioning as a full-fledged family. So this was just like a formality to appease the family members.
And honestly, just get the flicks because our
flicks.
girl wants
to say that they did it. Really?
Yeah.
So
and something for the kids.
Understand that. I understand that the kids, right, to feel like they're involved, and of course they should feel like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah.
So she tells us, the bride tells us, yeah, we're going to this brunch spot. We'll grab you a table, whatever. So we get there. By the way, thank God, because at this point I'm like, okay, so this is not giving fits, right? So remember, I was gonna wear my bathing suit.
We showed up in bikinis, bitch.
And I was gonna wear my bikini and then like a cover up, but it's very much see through, like butt out. Like who cares, right? Because it's hot as hell out.
Right.
Thank God, Monica was like, girl, you want to put on some shorts? Which you need a friend like that. You know what I mean? Like check me for a second. Like, and when I got there, I was like, thank you so much for convincing me because I would have been a little uncomfortable with like the parents there and the kids. Like I didn't know it was that vibe.
And it was a diner for all intents and purposes as well.
Yeah. So we get there, we sit down, and it was just the girls, which is the bride's, like all the good friends, the parents, the groom and the bride's children. Like that was really it, right? And so we're sitting there, we grab some mimosas, we're kikiing, and then our plates come. And by the way, like me and Vic, we kind of have similar taste buds. Like we're excited for this meal. 1, because we're hungry. 2, we're tired. 3, we're thirsty. 4, we're hot. Like it goes on the list. Also, she was
we
on her
complained
cycle.
about all
it was
of
like
it.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
We complained about all of it 24/7.
For sure. But how many times did you lean over? Or I leaned over. Like you're catching this shit, or like whatever.
Like, do you hear what he said? No. Okay.
Remember on the dance floor when hot boy came or hot nigga came on?
Hot nigga. Oh.
And someone was like, "Did you request it?" Anyways, okay, we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Because that was Sunday. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're
so then some people get their food, like they're bringing out their food. And do you want to tell them what happens next?
Child.
What do you hear?
First of all, I would go through like my sensory experience because I didn't even understand fully what was happening until after the fact. So I hear.
Yeah, I think I told you. Yeah.
I hear chairs sliding across the room. Mm-hmm. I see in the corner of my eye everybody jumping up.
Right.
And
yeah, because I only got up because other people was getting up.
I feel anxiety, fear.
Has that in.
And my first, and like with those 3 sensory experiences, I tried to put together like, what is happening right now? And what I came to the conclusion of was that I was like, okay, somebody's having a heart attack or choking.
Oh, okay.
That was my first thing. Was like, okay, somebody's having a medical emergency.
Yeah.
Which I mean, this could kind of qualify as one.
We'll get to it. Go ahead.
And nobody like screams out anything. It's just like gasps and like chairs moving and everybody's shooting up. And soon after that, we discovered that there was a cockroach.
Oh,
that crawled out of the bride's mom's potatoes.
A live cockroach.
Which was on everybody's plate, by the way.
Right. Everybody. So it came from the same bowl.
Everybody ordered a entree that involved these potatoes.
Yeah. We're at a brunch spot.
But they had witnessed, these select few people that had scooted their chairs across the room and shot up, had seen the cockroach come out of the potatoes. And the groom, his first reaction was like, "Oh, I'm not eating here.
Right, which I understand, but it was a lot. Yeah.
It was a big reaction, right?
Yeah.
Because the actual person who it affected, the bride's mom, was like, "Oh, I just want another plate."
Like there's like
she had every right to be.
Yeah, and she was like
scared
upset
about
it, but
right?
she didn't make it a whole thing.
Right. And that's just a testament to like who she is and like
honestly
their family.
She's the best.
Because I feel like the bride would have done the same thing.
Right.
She'd be like, just give me a plate. Like
it's fine.
Yeah. Now where that cockroach went, that's what I want to inquire about. Because the first thing I'm looking at was like, where is it?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, we never
because
figured
it crawled
that
out of the potatoes and went where?
Yeah,
because there was
in the
like
abyss.
12 people at this table.
Dude, it was crazy. And thankfully, me and Vic did not see it. We heard about it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah. We were in our own worlds.
The groom, the brides, I think people on that side of the table saw it. I think if we saw it, we wouldn't have eaten. But then after that, me and Vic look at each other, then we look at our plates. I'm like, I'm hungry, man.
Oh, I literally said, I'm hungry as fuck, bro. I'm about to sift through these potatoes. I was looking at the rosemary and the potatoes and like dissecting it and like making sure it wasn't an antenna from a cockroach.
Yeah,
but
so we definitely didn't eat our entire meal. We definitely we still ate some of it, but we were let's make sure.
This looks like a part of the
I
potato.
will say the French toast was giving. I finished the French toast.
Oh, I finished most of it.
Yeah, I like the French toast was good.
You were like picking around, but I ate.
Yeah, I was like, I'm terrified. Yeah, because after this, we're going to the beach.
The reality of it is, we've eaten worse things, and
when
not
you said
known
that,
about it.
you were like,
we've
"Yeah,
not
you're
known
right.
about
You're
it."
right.
You know what I mean?
Girl, we were in college.
You've probably been to a fast food restaurant where they full on put your patty on the damn floor, stepped on it, and put it on a damn burger, just because they had an attitude and it was 2 a.m. and you was asking for a McDouble.
And those TikToks where those like disgruntled employees show that, whether it's McDonald's, Panera, like.
Oh, my
all
dad,
the same.
My dad's, when he was 19, before he went to pharmacy school or to get his bachelor's and then to go on to get his
like med school, whatever,
pharmacy. He worked at Jack in the Box, and he told me a story of a man that was flipping the burgers, and I think somebody was giving him attitude at the register. No. He was flipping the burger, but also working at the register, so he was already spread thin.
Right.
And this man was giving him attitude, so he put his burger on the damn floor, stepped on it, and put it on the patty and gave it to him. And he ate that shit. So yeah, that happens all the time. That happens all the time.
It does. That is why you need to treat your staff with the utmost
respect.
Yeah, they will spit in it or they will do whatever. For sure.
Absolutely.
That was crazy though. And then I will say the waiter felt so bad.
She did. She was like, "What can we do to make it right?" She's like, "What do I need to do?" She kept saying
felt so bad because everything was great up until then. She was getting her a drink. She was like,
she was on it.
She was on it.
As we got there, we hadn't even sat down yet. She was like, "What do you want to drink?"
Literally,
I was like, "Water." I was like,
I need
water,
to hydrate. Yeah. So then afterwards, that was the day we went to the beach, right?
Yeah.
Right after that, yeah. So we go to the beach and it's hot. Well, we knew that.
Well, okay, let's backtrack because the man in the Uber the night prior told us to arrive at the beach between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Yeah, like that's the least painful part of the day.
And what did our dumbasses do? We arrived after brunch. We went to the stove to get like all the like beach things.
I think when we were in Lucas's car, it was like 12:45.
So we didn't arrive to the beach by until 1:30.
Probably 2.
So it's like the crux of burning.
Yeah,
in the sun.
Yeah,
it's 100 degrees almost.
Right.
The ocean is definitely 100 degrees
for sure. It was giving piss water for sure. We're back. So trying to figure this out. So, and then we were on the beach for a while. We were having some fun, listening to music, drinking. We played volley for a little bit, which I didn't even get into how similar our lives are. It's actually insane.
No, I knew immediately. As soon as we met, did you? I was talking about my life.
Cam always told me girl, you have to meet Vic.
Yeah, she was always saying, girl, you need to meet Mila. And I was, and even creepier was that our employer that we share, right? You worked there first, and then I followed. Not even the same position, but he always was saying oh, you reminded me of Mila, woo woo, and I'm just oh. And then when I got to know you, when we sat down and actually talked about each other's lives and our upbringing,
at Cam's house,
the sports that we played,
the birth order that we're at, our upbringing, it is pretty crazy.
It's a little gross.
Yeah, it is, right?
Because I then felt that employer that we share was seeking that out. He was trying to replicate you,
which is crazy. We don't even have to get into all of that, but which is because of what we know. But
yeah. No, we don't need to bring that into this. But nonetheless, I felt like, oh, okay, I need to meet this girl because
Everyone, yeah.
if she's like me, then she's amazing.
Cheers
Cheers to that.
clink, 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 clink,
Clink,
clink.
clink.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so then, should we talk about wedding day?
I'm trying to remember.
I just feel like all of our meals were effed up.
Yeah,
Like
so
the first night they were like, we're about to close. You could order something and then eat outside, but then they kicked us out. Like that was that. And then the road situation and then the wedding we'll get into like
all
what
of
happened.
our meals were fucked up and the food was not good. Well, actually,
You know, it was good. That meal at the airport when we were going home.
No.
Those mimosas
but one
were
thing at a
hitting.
time.
Okay, yeah.
One thing at a time. Because that was Monday. We're talking about Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, okay.
We're on Sunday. So Mila gets up. We're all sharing a room. Me and 3 other girls, including Mila. And Mila gets up and she's just like, spring chicken. She's like, I'm going to the pool.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I'm like, I mean, there's food downstairs. So she, she grown woman, she can take care of herself. But I'm like crusted up. I'm on my period. So I'm really just like dragging my feet. Like the beach really took me out.
You did not give that vibe. I'm like
the beach
a different
took me out,
person on my period.
I can
Like
be.
you were just giving trooper. It was giving like, you know
I
what I
can
mean?
be, but I wasn't at work. And nobody for all intents and purposes was not like asking me for shit.
Okay.
So I was just like existing.
Right.
And me being on my period and just existing versus me being on my period and having to
Be productive
and like, answer to people.
Yeah.
2 different things.
The worst. Yeah.
So I'm in vacation mode on my period. So I'm like dragging. I like see this bitch. She's like already dressed. She's like lathered in sunscreen. She's going to the pool. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And I think we talked about that the night before.
Yeah.
Because we are on the same wavelength, right? And so I think that's how most of the trip went, was like us being like, you ready to take an Uber home?
Literally,
you ready to go to
yeah.
the pool?
Like, and then we were at the pool, and then we would talk talk about our childhood, but then also be quiet for 30 minutes on the phone with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're a low maintenance friend, and at this age,
that is the greatest compliment I've ever received.
And it's not because I don't want to. You know what I mean? But it's just I can't be with the. You know what I mean?
No, that's like one of the greatest compliments I've ever received.
No, but really,
because that makes me like pat myself on the back for like working through all of my I don't know how to label those type of issues, but like need for like validation and like constant appreciation, or I don't know.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
It's real that you recognize that.
Because because in friendships that comes through in romantic relationships, of course, very extremely and very chaotically.
Tell them.
But also in friendships too, people that need that constant like, what are you doing? Like, no. I'm not that friend. Like we can go without talking for weeks, and I'll be like, "You breathing? You good?"
Literally,
Love
I just found
that for you.
My friend, right? Oh, in your corner, yeah. It's just I think we're getting to an age where the friends where it's forced where you have to talk every day. It's just like I know you're busy, I'm busy, and I learned also something I learned this year actually is that that always communication or whatever does not mean it's not about me.
No.
And I would think the world, like, that's not it.
And
like, Vic has stuff Vic's going through. So if she didn't reach out for her birthday, I'm not like, it's because you know what I mean? I'm like, no, she's going. And I just don't take things personally anymore. And literally it's brought me so much peace. And I'm so much more, even if you know me personally, I just don't take it personally anymore.
No. It's always about that person,
right?
And what they're going through, and
you
even
never
if
know.
even if you communicate constantly, it doesn't mean that you all are connected.
Because Vic,
I'm gonna keep I learned that lesson the hard way.
I'm gonna keep it real. I feel closer to you, and I've known you for months. And really, this last trip is really when we really like solidified our friendship.
Yes.
Versus people I've known for years.
Yeah.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
No, but really, and it's maybe because we're in the same vibe.
Yeah, and like I think that's just. And I think the older that you get, the more your authenticity comes through.
Right.
And therefore, the more real your connections can be more quickly, right?
Right.
Because you are presenting your most authentic self off rip. You're not worried about like first impressions.
Right.
You know, it's not, no, like you're just delivering yourself off the bat. And so therefore people can get to know each other
in a real
more
way.
authentically, more quickly. And I think I've learned that lesson more than ever in the last year. And yeah, I think that like short term versus long term doesn't make any difference.
I don't think it does.
It don't make no damn difference.
Girl.
You saw all of me, quite literally, this weekend.
Literally, quite literally.
Like I wasn't bearing it all. And I think that just like as a testament to like where I am in my spiritual journey. Yeah.
And you're comfortable with the people around you, and you like for sure. Yeah. I think you're pretty badass, even though I'm like, whatever, Vic, but I think you're pretty badass.
I mean, you too, bitch. I'm on your damn podcast.
Here's the thing. If
you're
you saw
badass
us
enough to like actually put this shit together, I'm still scary.
So part of this is you literally might be the co-host of the show with me. We'll see. Because this girl, I'm like, girl, let me Kris Jenner the out of you, girl. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's just like
and part of it is because your vibe, but also I don't know if you notice, like you attract people.
I
and
have
you just do
learned
that on a
over the
larger
years.
scale. And I would not be wanting to help you or guide you if you were a shitty person. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Like giving like mean girl energy or whatever.
No,
you know
never
what I mean?
that.
I didn't
I'm a
get
girl's
that vibe.
girl.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
a girl's girl.
Yeah, which is amazing.
I think for me, so much of the hesitation is like having it perfect, right? Having it perfect. And like every day on TikTok, I'm reminded that it does not have to be perfect. Like every day on TikTok, when I'm scrolling,
right,
with no platform for myself, just like basically being a creep and just like a green bubble. Literally my profile icon is just a green bubble. I am reminded that people are just doing shit and posting it.
And think about it. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? You know how much cringe stuff I posted? How many I'm like, I wore that, I acted like that, I said that.
Yeah,
if you're not hurting
like
anybody or hurting yourself, girl.
No.
And you could delete it if you're like, oh.
And that's what it comes down to is like, are you hurting yourself or anybody else?
Yeah.
If not, it's probably fucking funny.
Right.
It's probably really authentic and somebody resonates with it and connects to it. That's ultimately what social media is, right?
Yeah.
Like wanting to connect.
And that's
or is inspired by it,
yes.
right? And so it's been a long journey of trying to overcome that. And mind you, like, you know, being on social media very actively and then as of 3 years ago, going ghost.
Like this girl doesn't have Instagram. Like she wears fits like this and she's not on Instagram. What?
Stop. Zone. But like, you know, realizing that Instagram, I think Instagram specifically, there's just so much that platform could be, but it is not. Like it just evolved. And I think it was at a point, right? We really were connecting. We really were seeing each other.
Oh my God, yeah.
And, you know, being inspired by each other and connect.
For sure.
You know, and like bridging the gap between each other's lives. But then it became like voyeurism and like just watching people from afar, wanting to be in each other's business, but not wanting to connect. Right. Wanting to be in each other's business, but not wanting to connect.
For sure. It's like when a couple splits up or gets divorced, that's when everyone is into it, but you don't watch their and support. Yeah, for sure.
And watching them, like their stories, seeing what they're doing, but not actually inquiring about how they are doing. Right?
Yeah.
And
right.
I saw that most saliently, if that's a word, like when George Floyd passed. Yeah. And people were just posting black squares and not really having conversations, or like the white people that I followed and who followed me, for example, not reaching out to me and asking how I was doing. Like it started with me just like unfollowing them because I was like, we went to high school together. It's not that deep. Bye. But then also, you know, feeling like this is just what this app represents now. And not only that, but it was 2020. I was unemployed because I worked in the restaurant industry before. And we obviously were out of work for 6 months or so. Yeah. And that being really the only thing to do or the only way to feel connected. Right. And I was like, oh no. Like the way this is making me feel, bye.
Yeah. You took inventory and you were like, this is not serving me anymore. Yeah. So I'm out.
And then it ended up really kind of saving my mental health in that particular moment. I mean, my mental health definitely went downhill from then to like 2022.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, that was definitely something that would have worsened it had I not gotten off. So,
yeah.
Instagram, bye.
Yeah.
TikTok, you're funny as shit.
Yeah.
And the creators on there really be doing their shit.
It's just so
They be on their
relatable.
Zoom.
Yeah.
They be on their Zoom and they be so, unlike Instagram, people on TikTok are so authentic and it's so raw. It's just so funny.
Them comments are crazy.
And the comments go crazy.
Because here's the thing, it's the comment that can be mean, but it's the 40,000 people like that comment that would kill me as a creator. Exactly. If someone's like, your pants ain't shit, I'm like, okay, I don't care. But if 20,000 people like that comment,
oh my God, no, literally. There was a girl that posted something and she was like basically bragging about how like conservative like her dressing was, like how she dressed. And somebody said, in your Lane Bryant pants.
Oh my God.
That was the top comment.
And then it get like, I mean, any social media, there's a positive and negative.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
how I see it, and I see it as
and
more
as
as
with
a
everything
business
in the
opportunity.
world, there's yin and yang.
Yeah.
And in my
Just
spiritual journey,
humans,
that's what I've learned.
We abuse and overindulge. That's just what we do. So it's like insane.
Absolutely.
But I will say, like, and part of the reason why I want to start this podcast is because when I started TikTok, I was like, oh, there's a demographic that I'm turning my family content. Yeah, I'm turning my family content into like the family matters of it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I would get like I'll never forget one comment or one DM from a girl who said, "Hey, I lost my dad when I was younger, and he had a very similar, very vibrant, kind of loud character like your dad on TikTok. So my dad would say some of the craziest stuff sometimes,
just wild as shit.
Yes, and I can't wait to have him on. And I don't know, like it really meant a lot to me. And so I'm like, oh wow, there's an audience for that. So I always think about that girl when I'm doing things like this, but that's part of the reason, like I want this to be relatable. You know what I mean?
By the way, I'm not Habesha.
Oh, let's talk about that. So comment down below, doesn't she look like my cousin? Girl, you look like my cousin.
It's giving cousins. And like my whole life, like I have been fighting for my life to just be like, I'm black. Because people think I'm mixed with something.
I mean, that's my story too.
Indian, Latina, especially when I speak Spanish, which I do like quite well.
Okay, girl.
But
actually, comment down below. I'm gonna clip this. I want you guys to comment down below what ethnicity you think I am or what ethnicity you think my girl Vic is. I mean, literally, I get Habesha 30% of the time.
30%.
I'm not. I could bring my mom here. I could call her. You don't know how many times they're talking ish about me to me or around me, and they don't know that I'm Habesha.
So you understand. So you speak that fluently.
I don't speak it fluently. I wish I did. I understand it very well. I can't speak. I know I could get my by a little bit, but I'm not where I need to be. Yeah, got it. I need to do better with that.
Well, better than me because people be approaching me just talking like crazy.
Wop out the band.
Yeah, I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, I am a black American.
Yeah, but girl, we look like sisters. Like, it's giving cousin for sure.
Yeah, no, we do.
And the area that you live, like, there's so many of us here. There's so many. Oh my
God. No, where I used to live was like definitely little Ethiopia. Lincolnia.
Oh, okay.
Alexandria.
Yeah,
definitely a lot of like ethnic
Arlington,
grocery stores and shit.
like Fairfax. There's a big hub in like San Diego, like Dallas, Texas, Austin. Yeah, it's Maryland. It's like any other group of people.
Right.
Like, let's be real. You know what I mean?
But they just recognize me and they're like, and I'm like, no. Literally, as soon as like a short like round-headed man is approaching me, I'm like, I know he's about to ask me if I'm Ethiopian.
Not her coming in from my uncles.
No, literally your uncles. Probably. They have asked me.
Probably, yeah.
To be fair, my dad, we should insert a clip of like what he looks like.
Okay, yeah. I can do it in post.
My dad looks very Ethiopian.
Okay.
And he's gotten it his whole life. But he was born and raised and continues to live in Missouri. So there's not nearly as many people that question it as like me living here, right? So
You're in our city.
Right.
So this is what I love, because what were we talking about? Okay, so we're still
Child,
on the
we were
wedding
on
day.
Sunday of the wedding.
It's gonna be an hour and a half long.
Weekend.
So we'll try to
No,
wrap it
really.
up as quickly as possible. So then we do the pool day. And again, the reason why I appreciate you is because of your energy, your vibe. It was very much giving, we have deep conversations, but then you're also down with like the fuckery of all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could kiki. And then for 30 minutes, like I'm on my TikTok and you're FaceTiming someone, or on your TikTok and we're not
always
talking.
FaceTime someone.
Like I'm like, hey Vic, I'm right here. Hey.
Bitch, I looked over and you was singing Mario. You should let me love you.
I totally was. Yeah, I was listening to my music. Yeah. So then we go upstairs and then we get ready for the wedding day. Mm-hmm. And I love the coordination. I'll try to insert, I probably won't, but I'll try to insert some videos and stuff. It was giving cute.
Yeah, it was very
giving
cute.
Put together. Like we all were cream white. It was looking really nice. Still say everyone like looked amazing. And so then by the way, 5 minutes before we're leaving, pouring rain. Like not drivable rain.
Oh, that was insane.
Like, and in this town or whatever, it could rain like in Arlington, and then let's say in Alexandria, it's completely dry and super, super hot. And yeah, so we were like, hopefully it'll stop. So we get there, and then we're the first ones there. Which, by the way, we were
on time.
Yeah, we were there like 4:25, and it's supposed to be at 4:30.
They had asked us to be there at 4:30.
And said if you do not get there no later than 4:30, you will not be allowed in.
Which was crazy because what is allowed in? Because it was on the beach.
It was a whole right. But we didn't know it was giving much like showing up and we'll see what happens type of thing. So we get there and then like it was one of those things where it's like, should we sit down? Should we not? I'm like putting my bag down. I'm
she put her bag and her shoes down. She had brought like her heels,
and I'm so glad I did.
Some damn like rainbows.
Yeah, like, literally. Because I just realized after that was like day 2 or 3 that we were there. Like it's not giving luxury. It's not giving heels.
Fits.
It's not even giving wedges.
I was so mad. I was like, I am too cute.
Right. Let them know.
Because the clothes that I brought were not giving like t-shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I brought fits.
Yeah.
And nobody appreciates them.
Stunning.
But we got some flicks.
You did. I might insert them. Probably won't.
Well, there's no Instagram to follow to see them, but
I'm gonna get her on Instagram, guys. I promise you, I'll get her. By the time this is live, I'll get her on Instagram. So then everyone gets there, and then it was really giving like, you know, we're gonna try to do the ceremony out in the hot sun in like 5 minutes. And 5 minutes was too much. Like literally, we were out there probably for like 15 minutes with like everything, and we were melting.
Oh yeah, they gave us little umbrellas.
Yeah, that was nice. Water, fans. Yeah,
because they knew what time it was. Like we had I had a fan in this hand, I had an umbrella in this hand, and at one point I was like, you know, they told us like sit in the front because nobody sat in the front because obviously we're not family, so we were just allowing for the family to sit there. But they were like, no, fill in the space. So like the sun was like directly 40 in my retina, 45 degrees. Away from me, so I was literally holding the umbrella like this, the fan like this. So they came prepared.
Chaotic.
So
That
was good.
Chaotic. Yeah. The ceremony, the vows, everything was beautiful.
So
the
cute.
Kids was so cute.
Yeah.
Dean was really, really cute.
Yes.
And then literally, they said, I do. We all like ran in.
Booked
basically.
it.
Literally.
Booked.
Yeah.
And
so
busy.
we get back inside, and then now the food's coming out. You want to take it from here? You could do like another 10 minutes to be done. But.
So the food, actually, no, there was like some dancing and things before.
Vibes. There's pina coladas that were delicious.
There were pina coladas. Yeah, they were delicious.
Right?
That's probably the best part of the whole catering. They brought out some salad. We were like, okay, a little preview, a little appetizer. You know, obviously, like the bride and groom are sitting in the center of the room, and you know the loved ones are surrounding. The two tables closest to them were like bride of the groom, father of the groom,
right?
You know, people like that, immediate family, and they got their food first, duh. But then like the people on the other side of the room,
right,
like friends and you know, coworkers, whatever, they start getting their food, but our table in particular. Had received no ting.
So that's Vic for nothing.
Exactly. No ting. Like, Everybody's getting their entrees with like mac and cheese,
steak,
fucking
vegetables,
steak, salmon.
Yeah.
So
it was steak, salmon, or chicken.
Correct. Those were the options.
And we selected the invitation. Sorry, we selected steak.
Correct.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
That's a very key point of this. Yeah.
And also another key point of this was at that table, it was me, Mila.
Yeah.
A friend of ours' husband who
Yes.
is brown.
Yes.
And her,
Yeah.
who is white. And who else?
And then
a Latina.
Yeah, and our mutual friends who's
So there was one white person at this table. Everybody else was brown or black. We received our food last. And
did we receive our food though?
Let me get to that.
Zoom
to it. So we are like looking around like, oh, everybody's eating. Shorty approaches. Shorty that works for the catering company.
Shorty.
Slick back.
Right.
Is one of us, by the way.
Right.
She's like, oh, what did you all order? Like, what did you all pre-order, right? Because again, when we RSVP'd, we selected steak. And she was like, well, we were like, oh, we all got steak. Like, all of us that were missing food, like, had gotten steak. So Dulce she had her food, right? Yeah. So we like told her, like, the three of us are missing our food and we have steak. She was like, oh, bet. Like, she didn't say nothing about, like, we're out of that or, like, that's not available. She didn't say none of that. So she went back to the kitchen.
She confirmed and then went back to the kitchen. So we're like,
we're
about to get our food.
Yeah, we're about to get our food.
We're about to eat.
And however many minutes go by, still nothing. Shorty, who is, like, the head of the catering.
Yeah, let's call her
for
chef.
That day, chef. Yeah.
Even though I don't even know if that's what you would. Okay, go ahead.
She's head of the food distribution.
Okay.
She comes out and she's like, have you all not eaten?
No, she was like, so how was all the meals?
Oh yeah, how was the food?
Like, ask us how the food.
We're
and
like, we've had salad.
Vic looked at each other. All right, we're back, guys. So we had salad and bread.
Point, we've had salad and bread, and Shorty.
And thank God you had the salad because at first you were like, no, I'm gonna wait.
Oh my God!
And I was having the bread.
I had how many glasses of wine
and
how many pina coladas? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm ready to eat.
Right, rightfully so. I was on your vibe. I was on your type of time.
Yeah, that's the common thread is that we're always on the same type of time. Yeah. When it's time to go, we're like Uber.
Literally. At certain points, like we're like dancing, I literally just hold my phone open with like the order ready to go. Like I haven't ordered it, but like how many minutes it'll be, how much it costs. And Vic was like, yes, girl.
Yes, girl. $12 Uber.
Which I'm like the grandma of the group usually. So I'm down that I found someone who's pretty much on my type of time. Unless it's with the, you know what I mean? Like it just wasn't giving, you know, because when the music changed, we were like, oh, like, okay. We were like dancing and stuff. But anyway, so the chef was like, so we have a little bit of chicken left. We have mac and cheese. So they basically plated literally the scraps, like what was there left.
No, we literally had to, like they brought out some cold ass chicken.
Yeah. And it wasn't horrible tasting.
Mac and cheese
it
just solidified.
Like
solidified.
Literally. And then some
rice. I was
rice.
Like cutting through the mac and cheese.
Yeah. And then there was some rice. So we nibbled on that and that was it. And again.
The rice was bussin'.
What?
Rice was bussin'.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of appreciate about you is that like, I think now as I got older, I don't have the patience for like, you kind of have to just go with the flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for a moment, be like, no effing way or whatever. But like, you know, some people could have a stink ass attitude for the rest of the evening. And it's like, we can't control some stuff.
I think that's also preparation for being a mother. Should that be in the cards?
Right.
Like
not everything could be the end of the world.
Like, because your child could start, you could look this way and your child could start climbing up the damn wall and calling themselves Spider-Man.
Right.
But like, what are you going to do? You're going to have a aneurysm? Like you're going to like throw off your nervous system to panic about that? Like no, you just got to keep going, bitch.
Like that's all, because what else can you do?
Right.
And honestly, I love that we're talking about this because it's such like a badge of honor for anyone who's a firstie that our ancestors were designed to do that.
To be anxious and like yell, ignore and throw off their nervous system and then have that be projected onto the child.
Right.
Even though the child is just a child. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, I mean, I've seen so many times where my mom, I'm like, this is a time where she's going to freak out. And she kept calm because she had no choice but to.
Right.
She doesn't have 30 minutes to break down. She has to get to work for three kids that she's feeding.
She also doesn't have the tools to regulate her emotions.
Exactly. Yeah. Which we'll get into that in another episode.
Child.
But so then the DJ was giving very much like request songs. Like I don't even think he had a set. I think it was like us doing that.
Unprepared.
Like So, but it was fun. We were all dancing and stuff, and that was fun. And so we just danced.
As soon as Travis Scott came on, everybody was like, "Did you request this?"
And she was like, she's like, not a little bit of racism.
Sprinkle of racism.
I was like, yeah, because we definitely were the only Black people in that place.
Yeah.
Probably in that town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was giving much that.
Certainly.
And that's how I usually am when I go to my work trips in Atlanta or Alabama. Like that's just what it is
the company you work for is very
So then they want to go. What night was it where we were like, we got to take control of this, where we went to that one, where you picked that one place? What night was that?
That was Saturday night. So that was after the beach.
Oh my God, that was after the beach. There was actually like nothing really planned. And it was like one of our mutual friends was calling every restaurant and like
getting very anxious about it. And I was like,
yeah,
it's a dub right now. It was at that point, it was 5 p.m.
And the plan was giving very much. We can't find anything. So let's just go and hope for the best. And it's like, babes, the way that we have our heels on, the way we have to pay for parking, like we can't. It's like going to DC and hoping you get a table at like Friday night.
Right. It's not giving.
Right.
So I was just like, let's give up on that. And me having worked in nightlife before, I was like, let's give up on that plan. I cannot allot any more energy to this. Let's just prioritize where we want to go and then put ourselves on the wait list.
Yes. And you remember you were like, we should just put our wait list on that and then just wait the hour. Because we basically wasted that time at that one place where the drinks were delicious. But yeah, Vic was like, she was like, let's literally walk 800 feet to go this one place. We did that. Mm-hmm. And we were like, we need a table for 8-10 people. He was like, I have a table, but it's outside, which means it's 90 degrees outside. We were like, we'll take it at this point.
We're going to eat.
Like, yeah.
Which is what we came here for.
And actually wasn't too bad. The grilled octopus was pretty good. And then Agatha's pasta. I forgot what you got. What did you get?
You got the same thing I got, bitch.
Oh, grilled
octopus.
Because we the same.
But mind you, we were dressed for dinner. We were not dressed for clubbing.
And someone said like a seafood restaurant. And she got excited.
Yeah. And like my outfit ate.
Yeah.
And I looked like eatable. You know what I mean? Edible, eatable, both.
I know what you're saying.
Both of them.
Right.
And I had my heels on. Like it was not giving clubbing. So I was mad as hell when we landed on a place where it was like, and like everybody was like drinking cocktails with no food. Not as much.
There was not
so
a
much
plate.
as a small plate.
There was not a plate there.
Not so much as
and
a small plate.
it was giving definitely 25 and under.
Exactly.
Or 22 and under. And
we is not, that's not our demographic. Because we is not 25.
I don't want to be blessed with that. No. Lord, if you hear me.
So, yeah.
So I'm glad you took it because then we just
I literally was at the table like looking for places that were like sit down.
Yeah. And it was a pretty good dinner, yeah. Because it was a lot of us.
It was a minute away. It was a minute down the street.
Literally, yeah. But anyway, so so then that was that night and then wedding night. And then after the wedding, it was very much giving like, let's go out. And I was like, I'm ready to
yeah. It was raining. It was, and that's not any knock on like the event or like the people. No. But like just those atmospheres are just like very draining.
And it was the last night of our whole trip and we'd been there for a couple of days. So, it was just like, I'd rather go home and do a face mask and then get ready for an early flight in the morning or whatever. And so so that was and then we go to our flight and long story short, and then we find a actually great cafe or whatever, and the food was great, and we were having mimosas, and then we got on our flight, and then we went home.
We went the fuck home.
Yeah, and that's when I thought I lost my luggage, but it was actually already there. I just didn't pay attention.
She literally watched it go by her, and it got to the point where they stopped the carousel.
And that's my fear.
Took it off.
I literally, and I didn't see that. So that was our Florida trip. I can't wait to do more trips with you, girlie, because that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. No,
and so many laughs.
I was so relieved because like, as soon as I realized I was gonna be on my period on this trip, and be rooming with 3 other women that I'm like still getting to know, I was like,
I thought about it for like a second, but it ended up.
I was like, damn, my cheap ass should have just gotten the room.
Yeah. But
right.
it ended up great. It ended up
No, it
really
ended up
fun.
great.
And it was like a bonding experience and stuff. Like,
and we were all
and everyone was so considerate. Like there was
very considerate. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
because even when one of the girls was doing her own thing,
she was doing her own thing.
Coming home at whatever time,
Yeah.
like I like barely heard her.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything. I was sharing a bed with her.
I was knocked. So, yeah.
So that is our Florida trip. We probably will have more once we just got to go do life, and then I'll come and tell story times and just explore my life.
Yeah.
But as always, guys, thank you so much for coming on, Vic.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you did exactly what I need you to do. It was amazing.
Be my damn self.
Exactly.
Authenticity.
Just the best. Exactly.
Authenticity.
So please make sure to follow everywhere, guys. As always, leave us a comment, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Bye.
That'll be an hour. I told you, go so fast.